Welcome to our deep dive on a stressful but common situation. Your green card is missing, just as you become eligible to apply for U.S. citizenship. In this video, we'll explore whether you should file Form I-90 to replace the card, or go straight to Form N-400 for naturalization. We will walk through official policy, the practical controversy, required documentation, how to handle an ADIT stamp, and how to reduce delays and costs. Let's get started. Here's the core dilemma. You are a lawful permanent resident who has just lost your physical green card. At the same time, you're reaching eligibility to file for naturalization. The practical question is whether to spend time and money filing the I-90 replacement application now, or go straight to filing the N-400. We'll map the decision, the risks, and the documentation that can make this path successful. Before we begin, a quick but important disclaimer. This video is for general educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration policies and procedures can change, and your personal facts matter. Always consult a qualified immigration attorney or accredited representative for advice tailored to your case. Here is our roadmap. First, we will cover the official policy. Next, we will explain the controversy and why many consider filing both forms to be redundant. Then, we will examine risk and how officer discretion can affect outcomes. After that, we will detail the essential documentation you should include if you skip the I-90. We will also walk through ADIT's stamp strategy and renewals. Finally, we will provide an action plan and test your knowledge with short quizzes. Officially, USCIS expects lawful permanent residents to maintain valid, physical proof of their status. The standard procedure for a lost or stolen card is to file Form I-90 to replace it. However, if you qualify for naturalization, filing Form N-400 can make the physical card unnecessary in the long term. Even so, officers can only approve your naturalization if you sufficiently prove your continuous LPR status at the interview. If your proof is weak, the officer may halt the process or instruct you to file the I-90 first, which leads to delays. Now, let's examine the controversy. Some experienced practitioners believe that if you are eligible for naturalization, filing both the I-90 and the N-400 is redundant and wastes money. In their view, the N-400, when supported by strong evidence of your continuing LPR status, can carry you through to the oath. However, this strategy requires robust documentation. If your proof is lacking, the officer may delay the case or require you to file the I-90 anyway. Let's compare the two paths. Filing the I-90 first clearly satisfies the requirement to maintain physical proof of status and can reduce interview friction, but it adds time and cost. Alternatively, filing the N-400 now may save money and time overall, but it shifts the burden to you to prove continuing LPR status with other documentation. You must monitor and renew temporary proof like ADIT stamps as needed. If your evidence is weak, you may face interview delays or be told to file the I-90 anyway. This timeline illustrates the naturalization process from filing through the oath, often taking over a year, alongside the validity period of a temporary ADIT stamp. It highlights that your stamp may expire before the interview, so you should plan to renew it through the USCIS Contact Center. Key checkpoints around months 6 and 12 help ensure continuous proof of status for travel or employment verification needs. Assess your risk honestly. If you can assemble solid, varied proofs of your LPR status, the N-400-only approach is more viable. If your evidence is limited, you risk an interview stall or an instruction to file the I-90. Officer discretion plays a role, so plan for contingencies. If you must travel or complete I-9 employment verification, maintaining current temporary proof via an ADIT stamp renewal is critical. If you choose to skip the I-90, your N-400 package must be comprehensive. Include proof of issuance such as the I-797 receipt or approval for the card. Add historical records like copies of previously issued or expired cards, and any old I-551 evidence. Include temporary proof of status such as an ADIT stamp or an I-94 with appropriate notations. Provide identity documents like a passport and state ID. Finally, add a concise cover letter explaining the loss or theft, and a police report if available, plus any relevant travel and employment history printouts. Here is a practical sequence. First, assemble strong evidence. Next, file the N-400 promptly and upload all available documentation. Include a cover letter that explains the loss and confirms your ongoing LPR status. Track your receipt and biometrics, and keep all notices. If your ADIT stamp will expire before the interview, schedule a renewal through the USCIS Contact Center. Prepare a thorough interview binder with originals and copies. At the interview, present your proofs clearly. If the officer nonetheless requests that you file the I-90, comply immediately to reduce additional delays. This table summarizes the core items to include if you are skipping the I-90. The I-797 receipt or approval is critical. Copies of prior cards are strongly recommended. Temporary proofs such as an ADIT stamp should be current and renewed before expiration. Include identity documents, a cover letter, and optional supporting items like a police report and history printouts. Your ADIT stamp is your temporary proof of LPR status. Monitor its expiration date carefully. To renew, contact the USCIS Contact Center to schedule an Infomod appointment at a field office. Bring identification, your N-400 receipt, and any prior stamps. Align renewals with travel or employment verification needs, and keep copies of every stamp and notice for your records. Here is a concise cover letter template you can adapt. It states that you are eligible for naturalization, that the physical card was lost or stolen, and that your lawful permanent resident status continues. It lists the supporting evidence you are including and your willingness to provide more if needed. Quiz time. Question: if your physical green card is missing, but you are now eligible for naturalization, what is the usual cost-saving strategy many professionals support? Option A: file I-90 first, then wait a year before N-400. Option B: file N-400 promptly, with strong proof, and renew ADIT stamps as needed. Option C: wait until the card turns up before doing anything. Option D: travel internationally without proof and explain later. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is: file N-400 promptly, with strong proof, and renew ADIT stamps as needed. This approach can avoid paying twice, provided you maintain strong documentation and keep your temporary proof current through renewals. Second quiz. Question: which piece of evidence is strongest to prove LPR status when your card is missing? Option A: utility bill with your name. Option B: I-797 receipt or approval for the I-551. Option C: expired driver's license. Option D: bank statement with address. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is the I-797 receipt or approval for the I-551. This document directly evidences issuance and ongoing LPR status, making it the strongest single proof when your card is missing. These are the essential takeaways. First, filing the N-400 can supersede the need for a physical green card if you are eligible. Second, skipping the I-90 requires strong documentation. Third, officer discretion can lead to delays if your proof is weak. Fourth, keep your ADIT stamp current by renewing it as needed. Finally, present a clear cover letter and an organized interview binder. To wrap up, if you are eligible now, many choose to file the N-400 and skip the I-90 to save time and money. Your success hinges on airtight proof of continuous LPR status. Proactively plan ADIT renewals around travel and employment verification needs. If an officer directs you to file the I-90, comply immediately to minimize delays. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical immigration guides. We would love to hear your experiences and questions in the comments. Your insights can help others navigating the same decision.